Old school Louisville boy like Reese Gaines. I know we were cool back then, but things changed. Your chick give me brain, my chicken's free range. Reporting live from the 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Crack Paddles podcast. It's been a hot minute. I am your host, Alex Crum, alongside my man, the
Kevin
man,
Dong.
the legend, Kevin.
I jumped the gun.
He jumped the gun. That's okay, Kevin. We're a little bit rusty. First and foremost, how are you? How was your Thanksgiving week? What's going on in the world of Dong?
It was good. I definitely fell into a deep food coma. I was with the in-laws, and Maggie's cousin was like, "Welcome back. I think last year you fell asleep sitting straight up," and I was like, "What? Did I do that?" And then, sure enough, 3 hours later, I was falling asleep sitting straight up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's just can't avoid the food coma. It's just too tempting to eat all that turkey and mashed potatoes and stuff."
What do they say? They say that I've heard this is actually a myth, but they say the tryptophan. That's the special chemical. Turkey has high in tryptophan, which makes you sleepy. But again, allegedly, that's a myth. Let me ask you this, Kevin Dong. What is the perfect time, in your opinion, to eat the Thanksgiving meal?
That's a hard one. I will say, growing up, my family was a little bit weird. I guess, we were my parents were Chinese and they came over to the US, so I didn't realize it was abnormal for us to be eating Thanksgiving dinner at 6 p.m. until I was in college. And I was like, whoa, people eat this so early. And I don't know, I kind of like the 3 o'clock. That was that's perfect, because you get a little snack in the morning to hold you over, and then you feast, and then you have all evening to decompress.
Okay, I actually think 6 is not that abnormal, but I kind of agree with you. I think somewhere in that 2 to 3 p.m. I think for me, probably 2 p.m. would be ideal. I take maybe a little hour nap, say from 3:15 to 4:15, wake up, watch football. By 7, I'm hungry again. I go back and eat more, that kind of thing. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, unfortunately for me, well, not unfortunately, but I was out on the tennis court all day on Thanksgiving Day. So I had a little bit of a Thanksgiving meal. The club that I teach at provides us some turkey and stuffing and this, that, and the third. And then a nice lady gave us a bunch of leftovers. So I had another Thanksgiving dinner last night. So it was fine. I watched football. I'm here staying at my girlfriend's apartment. My fantasy football team did well, so I was happy. It was a fine Thanksgiving, Kevin.
Nice. So instead of doing a turkey trot, you just did an 8-hour turkey trot on the court, right?
Correct. They actually do a turkey trot at my club, and they were all running at 8:15, and I was on the court at 8, so I was waving to them from the tennis courts.
It's pretty legit.
On one leg, mind
By
you.
the way, I did a 4-mile turkey trot. And this is in Ohio, so in Akron, Ohio. And dude, I first off, I haven't run in a while, because I've been doing so much Peloton to keep it low impact for my joints, because I'm getting old. And the running was a lot of impact on the joints, on the hips and everything. And then on top of that, it was starting to kind of not hail, but just snow, ice, whatever towards the end.
Wintry mix, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, a little wintry mix. That wintry mix plus the wind in your face, plus going uphill towards the end. I was getting passed by little kids left and right. I was like, this is brutal. I wanted to push it for the last little bit, and a mile out, I was trying to push it. I was starting to black out because I was getting so cold and I was so tired. And I was like, okay, we're gonna take a break, and the last quarter mile I'll push it.
You booked it to the last minute. Yeah, that's the thing though. When you run in elements like that, just the slightest little bit of wind can really knock the energy out of you pretty quickly. So, well, kudos to you, Kev, for doing a turkey trot.
I actually liked it. As miserable as it sounds, I actually liked it because it was man, when's the last time I did something that was kind of straight up miserable?
Really, yeah, and really challenging. Yeah.
And yeah, it was a mental toughness win, so. But anyway, I'm a little crazy, but I kind of like that stuff, and I was like, maybe I should do a few more uncomfortable things, more uncomfortable than the Peloton here and there. So anyway,
yeah, man, sleep on a bed of nails or something like that. Really See if you can up that pain tolerance.
All right.
I
Speaking
kind
of
of
pain
am,
tolerance,
yeah, I was gonna say I am sort of kind of doing my own version of self-torture. So last time we talked, we chatted, guys. I told you that I was pretty confident that I tore my meniscus in Dallas before I played Ben. Confirmed, I do have a torn meniscus. It's a pretty serious torn meniscus. I actually don't even know the specific level of severity. All I know is that it's not minor. I have an appointment with a specialist in about a week, and then I'll know more about it. So anyway, yeah, I mean it's unfortunate. I was pretty confident that this is what it was, just from what I had read. Um, yeah, I mean, I played in the Lakeland Open and actually had a pretty good day in singles. I braced it up. I wore like a very um, large, long brace that basically totally immobilizes your leg, which um, felt okay on the day, but the next day I felt like someone shot me in the leg just because it constricts everything so tightly. So I actually think it was a mistake to wear a brace that had so much coverage, and if I could do it again, I would have worn a smaller brace. I think that would have kept my body in better shape for doubles. But anyway, I played
but
in
you feel like it was supporting you, but it was restricting all blood flow. So it's
Correct.
kind of like
Yes. Yeah,
doing
totally.
it was helping and hurting at the same time.
Yeah, it choked my quad and my calf into oblivion.
Oy.
The knee itself
That
was
sounds
was okay, but the calf and the quad it was brutal.
that sounds miserable.
So anyway, I mean, singles day, I won my first round against a kid named Andrew Caldalera or something like that. Nice kid, one of these younger kids who was signed by the PPA. More of a doubles player. Actually had a pretty good run with Anderson Scarpa, nice kid. Then I played Adam
Nice.
Harvey, who's my guy, and I beat Adam Harvey 3-6, which is a really good win. I mean, he's beaten, some very good players, beaten Jack Sock. I think he's ranked like 14th or something on the PPA tour.
Jeez.
Actually played pretty well. I mean, I think I was a little bit more relaxed. I didn't have expectations. I was out there on my brace, and I also think, me and Harvey are pretty good friends. I think he probably feels a little weird when you compete against someone who is like injured.
Yeah, it's a mental battle for both sides sometimes.
Right. Especially when it's like a friend of yours. He didn't play his best, and I just didn't really miss much, and so that was a good win.
And
then
for
I played,
reference, he's a 6'3" duper singles player for anyone at home that may not know the name.
yeah, Adam Harvey, very good player. Good kid. Anyway, then I'm in the round of 16. I played Connor Garnett, who's number 3 in the world. Won the first game 11-8. Lost the second, I think 11-7, and then I was up 6-2 on the switch and lost 11-7 in the third. So I mean, I took number 3 in the world to 3 games. Felt like I should have won that match, one leg or not. There was one side that basically controlled the match. The spacing in Lakeland was not perfect. I mean, look, it was a cool venue. I liked it, but some of those side courts, you're just never gonna. It's not like there aren't enough venues that have, 30 plus courts to where all the courts have wonderful spacing. It's just not going to happen. You're going to have to play some matches with less space in the back, and unfortunately, it kind of dictated a lot of who won and where they won in this match. So.
Especially for singles when you need space to return.
Yeah, especially for singles. And like, especially the way that I return, like I like to take a step off the line and like really rip the ball.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's hard. And also I was already like a step slower because of my
so you
legs.
need that,
So
you need more time for the swing.
yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate, but obviously like not like I was playing bad ball. I mean, beating Harvey pretty easily and then losing to Connor in 3 is not a bad result. But yeah, I mean, the next day, like I couldn't really walk. Me and Luana played Riley and Catherine, which probably was going to be quick no matter what. But like, yeah, it was no fun. Like I didn't quite know why my leg was feeling the way that it did, and was kind of like thinking it had something to do with my knee. And then I kind of like made the realization later on in the week that it was because of the brace that I was wearing. So yeah, doubles was kind of a throwaway because like I literally I'm not kidding. It felt like someone took a bazooka to my calf. There's one moment where Rhett Meyer and Donald Young like walk by me as I'm like limping into the venue. They're like, "What are you doing, dude? Like, why are you playing?" I'm like, yeah, I don't know."
That's tough.
But anyway, so I played, and then yeah, for the last 2 weeks, I've been teaching 8 hours of tennis a day on this leg. And some people might ask, like, why are you doing that? That seems pretty stupid. Well, it's twofold. Number one, I made a commitment. Number two, I don't feel like I'm actively making it worse. Like I said, I've been bracing it in a way that doesn't constrict the rest of my leg. Um, and then also like, yeah, I mean, this is my job, right? Like teaching, being a coach, like is my primary source of income, not my only one, but my primary one. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's something that I've talked about in the past that it's like, you know, it stinks to get injured when I have this passion and this thing that I'm trying to do professionally in pickleball. It doubly stinks when it also serves as my like primary source of income, is me teaching and being on my feet, moving around. So yeah, it's been dark for sure. I mean, just
Yeah.
annoying more than anything. And look, I realize that it could be so much worse. I realize that I'm fortunate to be in the position I'm in, but I think this is something that a lot of athletes deal with, is that, your identity is so closely tied to athletics and what you can do physically that like if that's taken away from you, you're kind of like, all right, well, you know what I mean? So anyway, long story short, I'm meeting with a specialist. Um, I'm hoping to get my meniscus removed is what I'm going to try to opt for in early January, and that would keep me out maybe until mid-February. So if everything goes the way that I want it to go and the way that I'm hopeful that it will go, I will only miss, 3 or 4 tournaments. And then I definitely think this whole thing will motivate me and definitely, try to inspire me to get to play my best ball and take training a little more seriously, take my physical health a little more seriously, be more, be more mindful about stretching, recovery. I've been trying to be better about that anyway, but like, yeah, thinking like you could have prevented this if you, and I think this was
Well,
kind of a freak accident. I do.
yeah,
I think it was
to a
a
certain
freak step,
point.
whatever. Um, but yeah, and then last thing I'll say about it and is just thinking back to like when all the paddle stuff was happening and I was crying like a little baby about not being able to use my paddle. And look, a lot of that was tongue in cheek, to be fair. Like, and I think that came across in the pod. But I would like I would play with a wooden spoon in Daytona if I could. You know what I mean? Like I just love competing so much and hate to think of missing any time at all. But again, I don't believe that everything happens for a reason. That's just not something I believe. But I do believe that uh, you can react to things. You do have control over how you react to certain things that happen to you in life. So, um, yeah, I'm super bummed out, but think that this is going to add some perspective and help me to come back even stronger in the future. So that's where I'm at. I'm not playing Daytona. I would say it's a long shot that I'll play in January, and hopefully I'll be ready to go by the end of February, but won't know for sure, until about a week from now. So
Until you get your surgery scheduled.
right.
Yeah.
Or another option is if they can't get me in to do surgery until say February or March, I would probably opt to get an injection and play through it, because I do think I could. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily like a smart thing to do. I don't know if I'd recommend my son to do it. I don't have a son,
Your
but if I
future
did,
son.
correct. But um, yeah, if I'm not going to get it until March or whatever, I think I would just try to grind out the rest of the season. And if I were able to get a shot, I think I could do that. It's not even like it's like the most painful thing in the world. I mean, it sounds bad. It's a pretty severe lateral meniscus flap tear. So it sounds bad and it is painful, but like it's not like excruciating. It just prevents me from moving confidently, the way that I want to. And it's less about competing itself, but more so about like practicing. Like
Mm.
I want to be training, drilling, like pushing myself in practice. And it doesn't really make sense to do that when you're nursing a pretty serious leg injury, right? I
Yeah,
could
and
go out
then
there and play tomorrow, play at 3 out of 5 sets against Zach Strude. Like I could and feel like, okay, I can do this, right? But if I had to go and train doubles for 3 hours the following day, not sure I could do that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But anyway, thanks to everyone who's like messaged me and stuff. I appreciate it. It stinks, but it's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely no expert. So, I mean, I didn't realize that the recovery time was going to be that short, but I guess you're opting like the repairing it versus snipping it, kind of depending on the severity of the tear. It makes more sense to just snip it, the meniscus. And
well, they would probably tell you that I should repair it, because if you just have it removed, you will be at greater risk for arthritis later in life. However, given the nature of like what I do and what I'm going to continue to do, I'll probably be at risk for arthritis later in life anyway. I mean, to be honest. And also, like, I had a friend who had a meniscus on both knees, and he had one stitched and one snipped, and he said the one he had snipped feels better, which maybe that's how it is in the short term. But yeah, I can't see myself sitting out for 6 months.
Well, in the short to medium term, that's like your athletic career, right? That's the window of you competing professionally. So I mean, if
right, I mean, in my mind, I'm in my prime for another 6 to 8 years. Maybe that could be lofty expectations, but I see it that way. But still, like, I'd like to get out there.
Do your rehab and prehab, it could be 6 to 8 years.
Yeah. So anyway, like, yes, totally agree, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. I want to get back out there as soon as I can. I know it's gonna like kill me to just kind of be watching from the sidelines. But again, it is what it is.
All right. Hope it we'll keep everyone updated, and hope it goes smoothly, man, because obviously it's a big part of your life, as you were mentioning.
Right. You may see me on the street. Maybe I'll do like a food truck or a high-end lemonade stand or something. Who knows what I'll be.
Hopefully you don't have to retire from both the pickleball and the tennis coaching. Hopefully you can stay out of retirement and injury free after this.
Yeah, I think that I could be a good salesman. I think I could be a good commentator. I think I could be a good clown.
Good rapper.
Yeah, decent, moderate rapper. But I would prefer to keep pursuing this dream a little bit longer, Kev. Yeah. So
speaking of pursuing dreams and retirement, should we talk about nationals?
Yes, let's talk about nationals, Kevin, as you almost hit the red button.
I almost hit the retirement path. So, if you didn't listen to the pod a couple weeks ago, I went 0-4 at the APP Mesa Open. Not that I'm proud of sharing that information, but it is reality. And it's kind of like it's a head scratcher, because I feel like I'm playing well, I'm just not getting wins, and it's frustrating for sure to be putting in the work and being like, oh, like there's no return in terms of results. But at nationals, Glauca and I, same partner as in Mesa. We had a couple tight matches. We couldn't find a freaking warm-up court for our first round match. Like, so it's in San Diego, which is not supposed to have a lot of rain, but for some reason it's raining like every day, and all the courts are wet. They're drying at different rates. The court that we get to warm up on, that we find, there's only one court that we can find that has no one on it. It's like soaked. So we're like taking one step maximum to hit dink, one step maximum to hit drive, and we're like not really playing pickleball for the whole warm up, and then we go down 0-10 in game 1.
Yikes.
And it was like, holy cow, like we're like warming up right now, but we're like playing the actual match.
Yeah.
And then at 0-10 we make 2 or 3 runs and get back to 8-10, and then we lose the game. We torch them in game 2, 11-3, and then in game 3, it's tight, and we end up losing in game 3. So,
and who was that against again?
It was against Andre Mick and Riley Bonert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which again, like everyone's good.
Yeah.
But it's they're not like a top seed or anything. So like everyone's good, but
can't start down 10-0.
exactly. And it's like it's just frustrating because it's like, oh, like yes, we should prepare better, but it's like
Finding warm-up cups are tricky, man, at these venues because like, and look, I definitely support like, yeah, the amateurs playing and like and all those things and all that. But like half the times you get to the venue and like there's amateurs playing like from on courts at 8 a.m. and you're like, I guess I'm just not going to warm up. I mean,
mm-hmm.
it's just like a hodgepodge, you know what I mean? You have to be super diligent, which is why like honestly, and it's tough sometimes because like sometimes I might play a match at like 11 or 12 and it's like, all right, if I get there at 7, I'll guarantee that I can at least hit some balls like
Yep.
unabated, like not like running onto courts, like dodging balls. So it's tricky. You kind of got to just figure it out. But
So there were like over 2,000 people signed up for this tournament. So obviously
yeah,
it's a really big one. They had like 48 courts or something crazy like that. But at the same time, there because of the rain, it was all backed up and different courts were getting blow dried and stuff. So it was just like it was just
yeah.
a mad dash to figure out what courts you can and can't play on. And but anyway, we went 0-2, and I was like, I told Maggie and I told B Lane, who I was staying with at the Airbnb. I was like, if I go 0-4 at 2 tournaments
I'm
in a
done.
row, I'm retiring from pickleball. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna post another clip on social media. I'm not gonna play another pro tournament. I'm like out, done, cold turkey. And I was like, all right.
I think
So
that's cap, but I
no,
think you
I
will.
was I was at that point. I was livid. I was like,
I'm sure
I
you were, but you would have cracked within like a week, but
no, I told
maybe 2 weeks.
I told wait, what was it? Yeah, no, I mean I was serious. I was literally like I was ready. I was like if Claudio and I go 0-2, I'm done. Like there's no more. There's no more pickleball. Like we're selling off all the paddles. We're giving them to friends and family. Nothing else in the house. But anyway, fortunately, we Claudio and I show up the next day. There's no rain. We actually get a real warm up in. Uh and then we get assigned center court. And I was like, whoa,
Ooh.
that's pretty cool. Like, all right, like center court at nationals, like let's do this. And we're playing against Eric Paylett and Jericho Grolman. The only reason why I'm naming this is because Eric Paylett has beaten me like 3 different times across the last couple years, and I've never gotten a win against him. And also in the last tournament, he was one of the people that helped me go 0-4. So it was really nice to be able to get one win on center court and finally get a first win against someone that's beaten me multiple times. And it was a cool experience because nationals, like I would say, like a lot of the APPs, the center court experience is very hit or miss. Some tournaments have a good crowd, some of them don't. Or even if they do have a good crowd, they don't bring the energy. So it's like
Right,
it's really dependent on like what the players on court are doing.
right.
And fortunately, like Claudio and I are both like high energy, and it just made it such a more fun experience playing with Claudio, with a crowd that was cheering and like watching all the points and like getting really invested into it. And yeah, I mean we were able to squeak out a close game in game one, and then we
And
snuck
then
in
you
a pickle.
steamrolled them.
We snuck in a pickle in game two, but a lot of game two was just making one extra ball. Center court, like I love scrapping and playing defense. I mean, obviously that's not like my plan A going into every single match, but that's like a really, I would say that's a skill that I'm pretty good at, is just like resetting and scrapping from all over the court. And when you're on center court and there's an extra 20 feet of room behind you and to the side of you, we were just chucking up lobs left and right, and
Dude,
they were
yeah,
hitting
no,
overages that
I
would.
love playing on center. My record in singles is like 6-1 on center.
Yeah, and I'd say that my returns are probably one of my weaker skill sets across the whole thing. And when you're on center court, you can just back way up, just load up and plow through it because there you have all the room in the world.
Yeah.
So I got some help on my weakness, which is returns, and my strength for scrapping and stuff. Like we were able to extend so many points. It was pretty wild. And they were hitting overages that would normally be winners on any other court, and we were just getting them back over and over again. And yeah, it was just like finally, okay, just one win. We're not retiring.
Did Jericho did he ever have a moment like when he had against Ignatovic? Have you seen the clip when
Yeah.
not
When
you, CJ, but him? That's one of my like favorite pickleball clips ever.
it's pretty iconic, and I had no idea because I knew that I guess Jericho recently moved to Florida, but he was also a Cali guy. Eric Palet's a Cali guy. Claudio lives in Cali. I was like, I don't know what inter squad dynamics they are. Like, I don't know how hostile or not hostile it would be. So I was like ready for anything. I was like, all
Yeah.
right, we're going in here, just trying to focus and play pickleball, bring some energy and see what happens. But it was like everyone was great.
Yeah.
There's no
Okay, no
yelling
beef.
about
Not you,
not you,
Kevin, but
him.
Kevin Dong. But Dong.
What do you say? Like
Uh,
you're the worst or something?
he's the worst. I don't know. Yeah, it's an iconic clip. So funny. And
I think
CJ,
I think he said you're unbelievable.
yeah, he's like,
That's what it
not
was.
you, CJ.
Anyway,
but
yeah,
him."
no, line calls, everything was good. Sportsmanship was great. And anyway, after that, we played the one seed, which was Richard Livernice and Jack Monroe, which I think this was kind of like their debut of like the partnership for next year. They're playing all next year together. And I mean, we were playing solid, and
Damn,
I
man,
feel like we were.
who's standard pickleball playing with then? He got kicked to the curb.
I
Is
don't. I
that
have no
like
idea.
that's like an Anna Bright, Anna Lee Waters. If Jack Monroe asked you to play an APP, you pretty much feel like you have to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're slightly tentative, and like we were kind of taking advantage of that. We were doing totally fine in kitchen points with him, and
Because
then
Howes is a goner now, yeah.
yeah, he's gonna be gone. Well, I think he's playing in
Yeah.
December, and then he's going PPA. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, they're a good team. Like
No,
they're
yeah.
super solid. We were doing just fine in the kitchen points. I feel like me and Claudio's hands were countering a lot of things well, and then all of a sudden game two, like they squeaked out game one 11-8, and then game two they just came out with a completely different strategy, and they just were like, okay, Jack, go and crash like 120% of what you would normally crash, and it like kind of shocked us a little bit. And I hit way too many outballs. Like they're all flying because Jack's like sprinting forward, and they're all flying out, and I'm hitting them, and Claudio just was like yelling like, no, out, out. Like he was yelling anything, and I was just like, for the first like half of game two, I was just like, it was just such a different strategy that I was like just shocked by the sudden change. And then by the time we settled in, we went even with them until the end of the match, and we lost 8-5. And it was like, well, it's not like we didn't play well, but they're a better team. They're more experienced, and I feel like they were like, okay, they barely won game one. All the kitchen points were very even, so their whole thing was like, we're gonna try and win more points in transition and see what happens. And they went ultra bang bang for a hot second. By the time we started neutralizing that, they went back to playing 50-50 kitchen points,
That's all
and they won, and they took it away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it was a learning experience because I was like, wow, like, yeah, it doesn't have to be the same pattern, even if it's like working slightly in your favor. You can still
Right.
change strategies and try different things. And
Yeah, no,
I mean,
that goes to show you. I mean, Richard is somebody who eats, sleeps. I mean, both of those guys eat, sleep, breathe pickleball.
yeah,
And Richard like thinks about every shot, every like, that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
how
I love
he's
talking to
a
Richard.
freak. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Mental Monday, baby.
Yeah, no, Richard's like
Uh,
one of my favorite people to talk about, like just pickleball, just
oh
because,
no,
like,
yeah, he's like, you got to hit it to the left toe. I'm like, all right.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
He's like,
just
all right,
trying-
make sure you aim for the ring finger. No, okay.
Yeah, no,
No.
seriously, Libernacci, what a guy.
That's amazing. But
Your boy CQG is in Paris right now.
hmm
I just saw that. I saw him doing a little dance with his boo,
yeah,
the Eiffel Tower.
yeah. Well,
Using that Nationals money.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, good learning experience in nationals. I mean, still getting better. It's still a little painful because it's not that many wins reaching around 16. It's not like all that particularly exciting, but at least it was still fun to get a win on center court and play basically
Feel
the
like you
next
hung
year's
with
one
the-
seed for the
hung with
entire
the
year.
champs. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, good, Kevin. I was going to be searching for a new podcast co-host. I dropped a few lines. I got one leg. I'm grinding tennis lessons with no knee. I'm like, if Kevin retires, it's going to be the worst week of all time. So thankfully, I was maniacally refreshing the Impossible UTR app to try and see what was going on there. But I was happy to see that you squeaked out a dub and you played well.
Yeah, yeah. So we're playing well. We're due. I something's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be before or after Wade comes back, but something's gonna happen, and hopefully it's gonna be in a week or so in Fort Lauderdale. So that's the next tournament. Playing with Glauca Carvajal Lane one more time, and then playing with Ernesto Fajardo from Montreal. So he's a Canadian guy that he's playing really well. Like he also went 0-4 in San Diego. He had a really good Mesa, and then he had a bad San Diego. And I was like, I don't know, like that's we're gonna shock the world. Two guys that go 0-4 recently. We're gonna shock the world. But he's really good.
There's something to be said for that. Yeah, and you it's not like also there's a difference between, I think, like going like 0-6 if you're just getting the doors blown off of you.
Yeah.
And like going out there and being like, I played him well, we should have won. Like it's frustrating, obviously, but like I know people, and honestly I admire them. I know people, especially like on the PPA side, that like are like one for their last 20. And like I just admire
Sam Querrey.
I'm not gonna. I just admire like going out there with a good attitude and like I don't know. I'm not someone to like when I lose, like I'm not gonna like hang around and like I don't know. That's just not how I am. I don't mind like hanging a little bit, maybe doing commentary one day because I like to do it, but like I'm not gonna like hang out all week. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna do that that's just how I am. Like I'm there to win, and when I don't, okay, like maybe watch a friend or two, but I don't know. I admire people that are able to like, keep a good face out there when they're getting beat like a redheaded stepchild in every tournament. But again, couldn't be me or wouldn't be me.
I mean, beatdowns will happen, so it's not like you can avoid that forever. But
I'm saying repeated beatdowns, like in every tournament. It's like okay, but anyway,
hey,
glad that's not you, Kev. But
not yet. I don't know the trajectory.
Speaking of getting better, one way that you can get better is to upgrade your gear, which is the perfect time for us to talk about MidwestRacketSports.com. I hope you guys took advantage of some of the Black Fridays. Still Cyber Monday, although by the time you guys hear this, it will not be Cyber Monday. But Midwest Racquet Sports, MidwestRacketSports.com is your home for all things pickleball, all things tennis, whether it be shoes, paddles, hats, bags, wristbands, etc., etc. Use code CP15 for 15% off. They're running some incredible deals, especially like on shoes. Like I said, I wear the Nike GP Challenge, which I think are awesome court shoes, and I can get a pair for like $50 with our code and some additional discounts. So again, we love Midwest Racquet Sports. Go ahead and check them out, MidwestRacketSports.com. All things pickleball, all the time, Kev.
I'm about to go buy myself a new pair of Mizuno Enforces. So
new pair of Mizuno's on CP15, buddy. Save you some money.
Exactly.
And also getting better, you have a drill of the week for us.
Drill of the week. This is a very simple one, but man, do I love doing this. This is we just call this speed up counter drill. Speed up counter, that's all it is. So once you like do a couple cooperative counters just to warm up your hand speed, what you do is you basically say, okay, player A, what do you want to work on? Let's say I'm player A. I say I want to work on ripping backhands off the bounce. Okay, player B will feed dead dinks to my backhand, and I will rip backhands off the bounce, and we just try and win the hands battle. So it's as simple as that. Feed a dead dink, rip and go. And I think that basically this is just a way of getting like as many reps as possible of both speed up, counter, and the ensuing hands battle. So when you do this, you can tell the partner, hey, I'm only going to speed up down the line. Or you can say, I'm only going to speed up across your body. Or you can say, I'm not going to tell you where. So sometimes it's helpful to do 20 reps of like, I'm only going line, just so it helps them figure out the counter first. And then 20 reps, I'm only going across your body.
And
so
then make it a guessing game after that. Yeah, I like
then make
that.
it a guessing game. And then that way it's like, all right, they know how to counter here. They know how to counter there. Now it's all about reading what you're actually going to aim for. And not only does it help you execute, but also helps you train yourself. Okay, I can't just look at the speed up and then sit there like the point's over. I have to engage and look for the follow up, because a lot of times I was just drilling with the guy in up and comer in Cincinnati, Eric Gettler. Shout out to him. And dude, this guy, like, his 1-2 punch is insane. Like, his speed ups are like, they're a little tricky. They're pretty good, but his follow up counter is an absolute nuke, and he always knows where it's going. So I feel like this is the drill where it's going to work on that speed up counter and first counter back. And if you can figure out the patterns of, okay, if I speed up across his body from my backhand to his left hip, it's always going to be a forehand.
Right.
90% of the time, you're going to see your game just shoot off in terms of like your attacking abilities. So, yeah, I love doing this drill, and just did like 45 minutes of it today. So, yeah, it's something you should try. And it could be, feed a dead dink that they can hit out of the air, and it can be backhand flicks or forehand flicks or forehands off the bounce. It could be literally anything. So, stretch it however you want and get better.
Like it, Kev. Yeah, I think there's value in knowing which shot your opponent is going to be hit, and like repping, like, okay, so say I know you're going to speed up line to me. I think there's great value in like, all right, I know it's coming. Let me figure out exactly how this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's super valuable to like get 30 reps, to your point. All right, I know it's coming to my backhand. How big should my take back be? Where am I aiming? Like, you get into that habit to where then when it happens in a match, it's more of a reflexive reaction because you've done it so many times. Whereas like, if
you don't even have to think about it.
If you just jump into it and you're like, I don't know where they're going, it's like hard to like master that rep, I feel like. So I think there's good value in like, I know exactly what they're going to do, but let me execute. And then as we progress, it'll become more uncertain what they're going to do. But I've gotten the reps in, so I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and this is something else. So if someone has a speed up that you've never seen before, you're gonna take like an extra quarter second to like process what's even happening.
Sure.
And if you're practicing every pattern of speed ups and counters, there's gonna be less instances where you're just like losing that quarter second.
Sorry, I'm yawning.
No, we're talking about getting better at pickleball. And you're yawning.
Dude, I spent 9 hours in the Florida sun. It was so
I'm just
hot
messing
today.
with you. Yeah.
On one knee, mind you, Kevin, one knee.
But okay, what this reminds me of is at last couple tournaments I've been playing rec games with like Eli Bertram and Elliot Shupp. Both of them are younger players, and they're both like, I feel like the younger kids, they're so wristy. Like the wrist just does crazy things.
They're deceptive.
And exactly, that adds deception. And because of that, the first time they do a speed up that I've never seen before, I'm just like, I'm either getting hit in the chest or I'm like 2 feet away from the ball. And I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
And then like the second or third time I see it, I'm like back to normal of like, okay, like I know this is their arsenal and like this is what I can expect in the realm of their capabilities. But yeah, I just think that extra quarter second where it's like you shut your brain off, you're just looking at your opponent and you're reacting to that versus trying to figure out what's going on and then reacting to that. Like the keeping it one step is much better. And the more you practice speed up counters, the more you're going to be able to just innately assess what's going on and do it live.
Well, I can tell you that like after I get my surgery, hopefully, or whatever, like I'll probably, and even now, like I can play now. I haven't hit a ball since Lakeland just because I've been teaching, but like I'm just going to be doing nothing. I'm going to be at that line all day long, brother.
Love it.
I'm just going to be at the line because I'm sure within I've heard that you can weight bear like the day of. So within like a week, I just imagine myself at the line, just dot, 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 dot.
Hey,
I'm gonna be like Rocky, man. This is good. This is really inspiring me.
When will you be back in Kentucky after
my villain arc? I drive home in a week.
Well, like after surgery and stuff, when would you be?
I don't even I don't even know. I mean,
Okay.
again, like like I said, I don't know. All what I'm going to do is dependent on when can this guy get me in for
Yeah.
surgery. And
Gotcha.
again, for me, ideally, it would be like January 7th because I'm teaching from the 22nd to the 4th in
Yeah.
Florida.
Whenever
So
it happens, if you need someone to speed up at you and counter your speed ups, would love to
no,
figure
no,
out a
no,
way
no.
to make that happen.
No, I'm like, again, sometimes
Yeah.
something like this, you know, you take it for granted. You take every training session for granted. Like, sometimes you feel like, oh, like I didn't bring, full intensity, full energy to that practice session. Like whatever it was, you didn't sleep well or got something else on your mind or just being lazy. Like all of a sudden when I'm limping in a Buc-ee's in Texas and I'm like, man, if I had a good knee right now, I would just love to practice and drill and get better.
Yeah.
Um, but I can't because I have a flap tear. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
That's
saying? So, and
not
I've
ideal.
never had anything like this. So, listen, I'm hoping that this is going to like give me a greater sense of appreciation for having the ability to train at a high capacity and to like push myself physically when this bad boy is healed up. Because
Yeah.
right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Do,
I'm moving like a little gimp.
do you want to turn this into the weekly gratitude segment, or is this a good time for that?
I think it's a great time for that, Kevin.
We can keep it short, but
No,
do
yeah.
you want to?
What are you grateful for? You go first.
Okay, so obviously November was not the best month of me competing in pro events. I mean I even when I was in qualifiers, like I don't think I ever went at such a bad record and across 1 month. And I will say the trips honestly get saved by spending time with friends. Like I've made some pretty amazing friends in the pickleball world. A lot of times we're staying at Airbnbs together and stuff on these trips. And even after having a bad day, it's nice to be able to go and like have friends to like go and support and like cheer them on, because it's like, okay, I might have failed today, but at least someone in the household, the Airbnb household, has to succeed, and we're gonna see, what we can do to the best of our abilities to like to help those people out. And not necessarily just restricted to the Airbnb group. Like Susanna Barr, like I played a money ball with her, and that was a ton of fun. I've gotten to know her a little bit more over the last year, and she asked me to coach her and Bobby Oshiro on center court, and I was like, you know what?
Ooh,
I'm done for the
okay,
day. So
KD.
yeah, I was like, I'm done for the day. So why not? And they
Yeah.
won. I can't remember. I feel like they won like two pretty close games. Like I was like, hey, like there's a chance that
Dong. Coach
having
of the
someone
year,
coach,
baby.
there's a chance that that gives like 1 or 2 points of energy and insight. So obviously they did all the work, but it's just nice to be able to like have something other than yourself to make the day not as horrible as it could be otherwise. And just being able to like share in other people's success. Like Dami Turkovic got bronze in singles. Brandon Lane and Glauca got bronze in gender doubles on the same day, so that was pretty cool.
And that was like your whole Airbnb squad, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Allie were like, "Gosh, we gotta step it up." Like, because me and Allie did not get a bronze, but everyone else staying with us did get a medal that trip. So we gotta work on things.
No, that's cool, man. I think that's always like something that like when you look at yourself and you're like, when I see other people do well, like how do I feel about it? And sometimes like you might have feelings of like, man, I wish it was me, but like you got to check yourself.
Yeah.
Like when you have friends, that people that have, shared in your success and who have like
Yes.
helped you become better on and off the court, like you got to check yourself and be like, I'm happy. And not that you have to force yourself, but you just have to like be like, I'm really happy for them. You know what I mean? You have to
Yeah.
just kind of keep that in perspective because it is very, very easy to get like wrapped up um
Yeah.
in
It,
your
it,
own wins and losses. And everyone is to a certain extent, right? And I know I said earlier, like when I lose in a tournament, I don't like sit around. Like, and then I don't stay there the whole week. I'll hang out and I always like to see my friends do well. And so I think that's
yeah.
cool that you're able to appreciate that. I
Well,
know that if
fortunately,
you I know that if you like were doing it, all those guys would feel the same way about you.
Yeah, I mean when Wade and I made the semifinals run in Fort Lauderdale in April, like this is the same squad that was watching our like semifinals and bronze medal match. Like this is the same group, so it definitely goes. It's a two-way street, right? It's more it's like a genuine like friendship. It's not just like a oh whatever. But I mean not everyone like I'm the reason why I'm grateful is because I mean not everyone can like find that. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I just feel lucky to have fallen into this group of people.
Amen to that. Amen. Amen. I say to you. I am thankful for warm weather, fantasy football, and for my girlfriend. It's like 75 degrees here right now. And yeah, when you're a little bit down in the dumps, a little bit sad when you go outside and you get 75-degree weather hitting your face, it kind of just makes you feel better naturally. Fantasy football, I'm gonna be in the playoffs in my big money league. So I started the year like 1-5. I've had an electric comeback. I've scored the most points in the league, so I'm thankful for that. And then also my girlfriend, she's been with me through some highs and some lows in this pickleball journey and has treated me the same throughout, even when I stunk, even when I was beating everybody, beating all the number ones. And now I got one good leg, and she's still nice to me. She's also letting me stay at her apartment right now, which is very nice. So shout out to her. I'm not sure if she'll listen to the podcast. She's in the other room. Maybe she'll hear me saying this, but I do appreciate her. So that's what I'm thankful for, Kev, and thankful for you.
Hey, thankful for our friendship too, because yeah, I mean that was like you were the first pro PPA qualifier match I ever played, so and same versus vice versa, right? So it's crazy to think.
Carl Hilliard and I will get revenge on you one day, Dom. Shout out to my boy
Could
C.
be,
Hilly. I don't know
could
what
be.
C. Hilly like had like a hernia, dude. He had like a crazy injury. I just talked to him like a
Oh
week
wow,
ago. Like his back, like he had like multiple herniated discs. He told me like gained like 80 pounds. No, I'm not 80, but I think he's
damn.
back and playing, and
Okay,
I think he said he's going to be returning soon. But
nice.
he's young. He's young, so
Yeah,
he'll have fun.
they recover faster
Carl's a
than you
funny.
and me.
Yeah, no spit, Sherlock.
Yeah,
They definitely do. So
yeah.
anyway, Kev, anything else? What's next for you? You got Fort Lauderdale coming up.
Fort Lauderdale in a week. I don't even know what paddle I'm playing with. It's kind of crazy, but I'm off the boomstick. I think that in the colder weather, we don't have to talk about it in detail, but I think colder weather or just winter weather in general, like the ball's moving faster, the ball's sailing more, like there's already less margin. The boomstick, even though it's got a pretty good sweet spot, it's the top tier power in pop, which I normally love, but now it's like like I don't know, like in November playing in Mesa, playing in San Diego, did I miss 2% more or pop up the ball a little bit more than normal? Maybe like I could use the Luz Inferno, which is like 95% of that, or maybe even the Bread and Butter Loco, which is 85% of that, and do probably just as well. So I'm either gonna play with the Luz Inferno or Bread and Butter Loco. I actually I bought a Loco with my own money, so we'll see. Well, one of those two is what I'm playing with, and definitely excited to get out there and do some damage because I'm sick and tired of losing, man, and doing all the Peloton, doing all the drilling, trying to make sure that I try and catch up to some people because I feel like since October is really when I try to kick it up an extra gear compared to before. But we'll see if it pays off.
Well, I believe in you, Kevin. And I will say, like, I mean, do what you're gonna do, but like, I can tell you, it's not gonna be cold in Fort Lauderdale next week.
That's
It's also not gonna be dry. Like your last two tournaments were in Mesa and San Diego, where the air is super dry and you get these crisp mornings and the ball flies. Ball ain't flying in Fort Lauderdale. It's gonna be like 80% humidity and like 80 degrees. But again, play with what you're gonna play with.
yeah, that's fair.
Don't.
I still think the extra margin doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
No, I agree, especially for like the way like you'll get plenty of pop and spin with whatever you play with, Bubba.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
anyway,
and for
all right,
you,
guys. For me, I mean, I got another
just
week of tennis in the sunshine here.
there you go.
got my appointment with the doctor, which can't come soon enough. I just want a little bit of clarity, right? I need a plan. I feel like I'm just sort of floating in the time-space continuum right now as far as my pickleball goes. I need a plan. I need to see this guy. I need him to tell me what he thinks I should do. And then going from there, I'll make my own decisions. But yeah, I mean, it stinks. It's horrible. I hate to be on the sidelines. I hate to the thought of missing Masters. I'd never played in the Masters, wearing all white and being at that venue. And then I was excited to go play indoors at the Indoor National Championships. It genuinely breaks my heart to have to miss any time at all. But I don't know. Again, if they can't get me in for surgery, this isn't going to kill me. It doesn't put my Achilles or my ACL at great risk. It's just not fun to play with, right? And I can't practice the way I want to with it. So, look, in an ideal world, I get the surgery early January and I'm back by end of February. That's the ideal scenario. It could look different than that, but I won't know. Won't know until next week. But I can promise you that I'm going to be back. I can promise you that I'm going to be better, and I can promise you that I'm going to be fired up every second, every point. I'm going to be like Kevin Dong. I'm normally very quiet and cerebral and passive out there. I'm going to be yelling like Dong out there.
I love it. I cannot wait. So I hope the recovery goes as planned, and we get to see that.
We're going to see it, Kevin. Guys, we appreciate you as always. 1 leg, 2 legs, 0-4, 1-3, 10-0. Doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Exactly.
Godspeed. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
So that's not a little bored. That sucks. Life's tough. Last thing I need is more stuff. I need a little more time with you.